Welcome to Active Sports TV. As you see, we in here, man, chopping it up, man, on this Chop It Up Monday boxing talk, man, and we got breaking news. Breaking news without further ado, man. Big Turk. They say boxing is back. Who in the world got a problem with that? Yeah, they say boxing is back. Who in the world got a problem with that, man? Salute to Turkey Allah Sheep. Boxing fans, are you excited? Are you up front? Are you paying attention? Are you into this fight card as well as I am? You see it in the background. Check out the background, man. I had to go ahead and throw it up for y'all as I go ahead and break down this fight card, fight by fight, man. But I got some things to address. It's been some drama, man. And on this fight card, we got some answers. Oh boy, we got some answers, folks. And I'm disappointed, fully. I mean, I'm going to keep it all the way solid. But before I go forward, go ahead and subscribe. Hit the thumbs up button. You are now tuned in to Active Sports TV. You're obviously checking in and looking at your host, Active. We're going to be doing this week to week, man. I always, stay with my up-to-date current boxing talk. Also, we do post-fight breakdowns, reactions, all that. So, your boxing head, subscribe. You want to be right here. When you get, hit that bell, you get that notification. You ain't pulling up on no goofy shit. You're going to get it, uncut, raw, you know what I mean, with active swag along with it. Now, checking in on this, bro. Hopefully y'all checked out my episode earlier, man. I was out there doing my workout, getting it in. You dig? Had some thoughts of, about the saga between Jerron Boots and this man and Virgil Ortiz. Now, if you a boxing head or you just been in the news lately, period, this has been a big conversation, especially in the boxing world, about negotiation between you got Eddie Hearn, Matchroom, and Golden Boy and Oscar De La Hoya / Bernard Hopkins. Now, it was put out there, ironically, by Eddie Hearn, Jerron Boots, and his promoter, that this fight was already taking, negotiation. It was going through the negotiation process, and things was moving forward. Um, it was some things that they had to work out, but Boots had a decision to make. Within that decision, it was two things that Boots had to think about. The fight was being offered from what Eddie originally said at 147, and they agreed upon that, which I can't necessarily fly with that nor believe that. You know what I mean? Eddie Hearn, you know what I mean, is a slickster. Plus, we know Virgil Ortiz history at 147. If you in the know, you know that was not possible. So for Golden Boy and Ortiz management to offer Boots the fight in the contract at any point and include 147 on a contract is also it leaves you dumbfounded. Like it makes no sense whatsoever. So that's where the red flags start coming in automatically when it comes to this negotiation between Boots and Ortiz. Eddie Hearn also, expressed that, you know, they then gave a counter offer and now moved the fight to where we all anticipated the, the correct weight class that Virgil Ortiz has then now fought in for the very first time, and Dron Boots Ennis was claiming, and clout chasing, saying that he was willing to go up there for the big fights because he wasn't getting any fights at 147. These are Jerron Boots in his words, not mine. These are Eddie Hearn words, not mine. And all of this is alleged based upon their interviews and themes that they said. We already know the boys is out there breaking it down. You know what I mean? The boxing, investigators is breaking it down. But I'm gonna do my own dissecting, and breaking this down before I go into this mega explosive, super duper, and major, dynamite fight card. I'm trying to look for every word that's explosive and massive. You know what I mean? When it comes to this fight card here, because this one right here, this one right here, you got to go ahead and spend your money on. And then once I share the news upon how much it costs to order this fight, oh my God, bro, you doing yourself a disservice if you're not in tune and you're not getting the live coverage, Foodie. So don't be out here with the fire stick, man. Don't be out here cutting corners on this one, man. Like this one right here, they could have sold this one for 100, and your boy would have purchased it. So I'm throwing a fight party and all. You dig? Now back to the saga between Ortiz and Boots Ennis. I discussed earlier that Boots was chasing Terrence Bud Crawford around, clout chasing, keeping his name in his mouth, saying that Terrence is ducking him when it's been obvious what Bud plans is. His plans, it was actually, attached to Earl Spence's, because at the time Earl Spence was the big fish. So if you wanted to have any chance of fighting one of those fighters, you were going to have to fight at 154. Both fighters had already stated that that's where they were going after they fought, and even whoever won out of that bout, they were going to move to 154. As you see, Terrence Crawford has held to his word, released those belts at 147, and now has captured the belt at 154 immediately. Used the WBO title that he had from 147 after being undisputed and holding that title for so long, and being able to now fight Israel Mandalov, to become four-time champion in that weight class. Now, Terrence Bud Crawford gave you the blueprint, bro, of what you got to do to put yourself in position. He did that to try to put himself in position for a Canelo fight, to show and add more, trophies in the trophy case, man, to polish up the resume and make it you know, almost impossible for Canelo to turn down the fight. He's doing what he needs to do to get the big fight, and wanting to defend his title amongst all comers at his weight class. Boots, what we doing, bro? This don't look good at all, and I don't want to jump ahead and start, calling you, you know, that quack word, but this is duck activity, bro. If it was a negotiation, it had to be at 154. Eddie Hearn knows this. That's bullshit. What Eddie Hearn is talking about, I'm we not gonna even go down that web with him. At the end of the day, you back on the waiting list, bro. You back seeing what's next, how your promoter is gonna get you the big fight. This was your opportunity to put yourself in position, keep your belt possibly at 140 or 147, position yourself at 154, become a champion possibly at 154 with fighting for the interim title with Virgil Ortiz, putting yourself in position. And I will, if I was part of your team, I will use that IBF as leverage to the IBF to allow you to just shoot right to 154, bro, and fight Bakram, the guy that just fought and defeated Tim Tszyu. But it's rumors in the streets that Boots had first dibs, bro, on the Tim Tszyu fight, and also declined that fight. So now you looking majorly suspect in these streets, Boots, for real, because you've been hollering Terrence Crawford, Terrence Crawford, Terrence Crawford. I'll fight you at 154. Fight you at 154. I'll fight Earl Spence at 154. Now it's time for you to move up to 154, and you saying it's a problem? You having second thoughts after just coming off a post-fight interview after defeating Karen, saying that you willing to fight anybody at 154, your pops getting reckless about him out, saying that Israel Monoloff was easy work, that you can move up at 154 and demolish him. This is what Bozy said. This is what Pops said. This is what your camp is saying. This is even what your promoter is saying. Your promoter stated that Terrence Bud Crawford lost to Israel Monoloff, promoting you as the Terrence Crawford killer. This is what y'all been out here doing. Y'all been trying to clout chase to stay relevant instead of putting them gloves, on a real opponent, getting in that ring and proving your value. Y'all don't want to do it that route, Boots. And it seems like it's your camp, because this is the second promoter that you've now crossed over with. You had sat there for what, 4 or 5 years with Showtime / PBC, chasing Earl Spence. We're waiting for Earl Spence when he made his plans quite obvious. He was going to capture all the belts that all the other PBC title holders had, Sean Porter, so on and so forth. We already killed all of the guys that he could have got, got all those titles on his side of the street, as Earl Spence said. You was on the back end because you didn't bring nothing. You needed to step up your competition. That's what was said. That's exactly what Earl Spence told you. The Big Fish told you 3 years ago. You did quite disgusting for you to be waiting all this time to go nowhere. No, absolutely nowhere. It's no defending this whatsoever. I get on Virgil because I felt like he been stalling. We know he had his injuries and all of that, but some of them injuries wasn't quite injuries or proven injuries. All I know is, it's always a funny business with Oscar De La Hoya and his fighters magically injuring their hands or going through some type of issues. We already know Trouble Garcia, he got over there. I mean, look at him. I don't believe nothing that's going on over there with Team Golden Boy, whatever. I was gonna go somewhere else with it, but I'm gonna keep it solid. I'm gonna keep it, PG for now. You know what I mean? But I feel like I smell it's scamish. You know what I mean? You got Oscar, you got Eddie. If Big Turk ain't fully involved, you can't take nothing to the bank. And this is prime example here. Look at this fight card. Now, pointing at this fight card, this is the answer to some of the questions asked that opened my eye to what you doing, Boots. Virgil is fighting Israel Manilov right after having negotiations supposedly didn't know nothing about, but the world did. It sounds like you playing it safe, Boots. Because if Big Turk put money on the table, and I'm quite sure it was a whole lot of money on the table. All these dudes taking these risks, putting their careers on the line, they definitely getting paid handsomely. That's without a doubt. Riyadh season is definitely going to make sure, they put on the show and pay for it. So you get the dates and you get paid for it. But you got to fight the top competition. Oh, yes. Oh, Big Turk ain't playing none of that. Not over there. He ain't, it ain't whatever we got going on over here in the US, bro, with this US boxing, it's WWE. It's clownish. Big Turk taking it back to the gladiator days. He want the Roman days to come back around here. He want real competition. He want real fighters putting it all on the line for the biggest prize that he wanted to put out there. But also, don't forget, it's a prize and pride fighting. All it is, so it's prize fighting. Nah, we need to put the pride back in it. These dudes need to fight for glory. Because the scamming has ruined boxing. Showtime gone. HBO gone. Amazon ain't giving no dates. This is disgusting. We got Jake Paul, the face as of boxing in the United States. That we got people, we got content creators out here putting out that Jake Paul has took over boxing because why? The U.S. boxing promoters have allowed it. They rather sell a show and try to make it something that is not than challenge the fighters that they are in housing on their promotional companies, challenging them and seeing if they're the goods. Are they gonna go for the gusto? But Big Turk, he gonna make sure it's definitely there, and he gonna see where your heart is at. Are you willing to put it out there to go and capture this prize? It ain't no easy pickings though. We're not gonna allow you to continue to pick cherry pies and tomato cans and all. We ain't doing all of that. I know who I want you to fight. That guy over there, the best guy in division. Let's cut the shit. Let's get in the ring. And Boots, you turned it down. You turned it down. Whether you act like you knew or didn't knew, your team knew. Greg knew. YSM, like what's going on? Philly, what's going on? Y'all knew. How y'all knew and he didn't know? Wallow, Gilly, come on, man. Philly looking bad right now. Just saying, looking bad, fully. And you can only address it with the men that represent you. Boots, he's saying a lot, but he ain't doing enough. He too quiet. Every time he get a camera in front of him, he looks shook. He's sitting around here watching opportunities passing by, passing by and passing by, and then you gonna sit there and say, don't nobody want to fight you? You ain't the boogeyman, bro. Virgil personally came out and said he'll fight you. Brian Norman came out personally and said he'll fight you. Senior say he'll knock you out. You ain't gonna address that? One of them dudes that said that he can put you to sleep got a title around his waist that you so-called say that you want. So if it ain't gonna be Bud, who you been out here clout chasing, saying that you gonna go up to 154 and handle business with, then why you ain't out here paying folks so that you can making sure that, or making sure you the A side, right? Why you not making Eddie Hearn do what you want him to do? Why are you sitting there waiting? Connor Ben over there, this dude been banned and all. Eddie Hearn trying to put him in position for a title bout versus Mario Barrios. How is he about to get ready to fight a titleist in Mario Barrios and your weight class, and you supposed to be the prize fighter? You supposed to be the A-side fighter. You supposed to be basically keeping the doors open for Matchroom. When it comes to the welterweight division, they don't got much over there. Conor Ben, he can't stay drug free. Hey, these are facts. You know what I mean? These are facts. The man was banned. I can't, he said eggs. Whatever. All I know is the boy neck was extended. I'm just saying. He looked he stayed looking aggressive and all that, like he couldn't turn something off. All I'm saying. You know what I mean? Allegedly. Whatever. You know what I mean? But he was banned though. That's a fact. But he already in position. So it looks like Eddie Hearn gonna stick to the ones that's been loyal to him the most. And it seems like you may have made a bad decision. I mean, at this rate, you should have just stayed with PBC. At least you would have looked better over there. I mean, at least we could have said, "Oh yeah, these guys are avoiding you." You know what I mean? At least Stan Jonas, like Barrios. I mean, they couldn't. They shouldn't have been able to avoid you if you was over there. It makes no sense. But we're gonna leave Boots alone, man. I'm gonna probably follow up with a whole nother episode with him, man. Because right now, bro, it's like, bro, I'm disgusted with it. You know what I mean? Like, moving on. Let's get to some real boxing and some real boxing talk. Boom! Y'all heard the firework go off. That boy Ali Sheik at it again. Major fight cards at the major fight cards at the major fight cards at the major fight cards. We already got Demetrius Bivol, man, and Arthur Beterbiev this year, right? At the closing part of this year, may I add, right? One of the best fights of this year. Can't say it was fight of the year, but it was a great, damn good scrap. I picked it, Arthur Beterbiev to win the bout. Just because, the boy, he got cannons in his hands. You feel me? He liable to touch you and you go down. It's just that's what it is. But Demetrius Bivol, with that Canelo ass whooping underneath his resume, with them whoop whoop wah, them flip flops that he throw them nice. You feel me? It was up in the air. I said 55-45. I happened to get my pick right after Arthur Beterbiev was rewarded rewarded the victory. But me personally, y'all heard my take. If y'all subscribe, if you're not, go and check it out. I did a full post fight reaction breakdown, man, of what I thought and how I went. Ooh, wow. Now watching it, my honest opinion, even though my pick, I was right. I believe Demetrius Bivol had a bigger output. controlled the fight, you know what I mean, and did enough to edge the win in my opinion. Very close, but edge 7-5. Could have even seen it 6-6. You feel me? A draw. I wouldn't have been mad at that. So getting this fight right back in the beginning of the first quarter of the year. Oh my God. This man ain't playing. He bringing back the glory in boxing, y'all. I'm telling you. I just hope these other guys who is, partaking in this along with, excuse me, the Eddie Hearns, the De La Hoyas, PBC said no. They keeping all they fighters in protective boxing custody. They said no. We got enough money. It's okay if our fighters fight only once 2 years. We don't no parts of them serious fight cards you got going on, them risky fight cards you got. We don't want to take those risks. We'll let everyone else who decide to be bold, but we're gonna stick to the PBC protected boxing, custody program for old Tank Tank. But this one right here is gonna be action packed, bro, from beginning to end. Like, only thing that is gonna kill us in America is that is over in Saudi. You know what I mean? It's gonna come on that their time, and we gotta get acclimated to that. Obviously, but boxing fans is gonna be boxing fans, especially hardcores. I feel the major hit, you know what I mean, is gonna come from the lack thereof casuals being able to, jump on this, because this is one of these cards, bro. Like, for real. I really wish that was somehow, some way, Ali Sheik could have brought this to America, bro. You know what I mean? Vegas, like he did in LA with Terrence Bud Crawford, Israel Madalov. Like, the venues is here, you know what I mean? But I understand he got obligations. What it is, what it is. I'm a fan. I'm gonna enjoy it. I don't lose no way. So money spent. I'm at the TV. We turning up. Me and Babe, the homies, we going in. Now, in this rematch with Arthur Benavidez and Demetrius Bivol, the main event, the overall action-packed bout of the card. Say what you want after I get through the list, but it's the main event. It's undisputed, man. We get it at 175 again in the first quarter, right back to back. We ain't used to this, boxing fans. Listen, be thankful. We about to settle this. And hey, my pick, we ain't wasting no time. I'm going with Arthur Benavidez. Listen, homie, look. Everybody just saying, all right, Demetrius Bivol, he can figure a bit of Eve out. He may have more success. It seemed like Benavidez was having problems with, Demetrius' footwork, his overall, boxing IQ. All that can be true, yes. But he found a way, in my eyes, to get his off, slow Demetrius Bivol down, and it is a flip side of that as well. Just as well as Demetrius Bivol was downloading, the things to know about Arthur Benavidez, vice versa. Arthur Benavidez has now got comfortable with Demetrius Bivol to be able to get his timing down, his speed to know, when he's at his strongest, and to deal with the footwork. So I believe it's going to come down to who won it the most. And I believe Arthur Benavidez is want to try to get that knockout streak going again. I think he's disappointed that, people believe that he lost the bout. He's gonna come with that edge. He's gonna come with that chip on his shoulder. I believe. We already know what he about. This one here, don't go all 12 in my book. This one here, within 10. I say the ninth round, Demetrius Bivol get KO'd. I think he try to open up, go for the gusto, and he get hit with one of those boulders, man, and it's all she wrote. So, moving on to the second up, man, you know what I mean, to the main event. We got Daniel Benoit. This man has been on a tear. He has reconstructed his career. He has put, the UK heavyweight boxing world back on the map. You know what I mean? Along with his opponent that I must mention, and Joseph Parker, that guy out of New Zealand. You know what I mean? This is this is one of these cards, like, bro. What like, bro? Parker has been on a hell of a run. Now, I ain't gonna lie. You know what I mean? Y'all know I'm a Deontay Wilder fan. Through and through. Win, lose, or draw. You know what I mean? So Joseph Parker, putting hands on my boy, you know what I mean? Didn't quite like it, but it is what it is. It's boxing. Joseph Parker was the better man. Hats out to him. His hand speed is amazing. Him putting together them combinations, being more, engaging has worked in his benefit. And it seemed like he has put something in that tank, man. Like he extended it, man. His stamina, he doesn't gas out like he was earlier in his career. He fights tall. The thing is, going against Daniel Dubois, this man is big, massive, strong jabs. Everything is pretty much strong with Dubois. He's found that dog. What used to be a little, poodle in there. He getting up there to, I can't say pet bull, you know what I mean? I can't say Rockwaller, but we gonna say bulldog. He starting to get that bulldog in him, you know what I mean? And start laying the hammer on these guys, you know what I mean? A spectacular knockout. Maybe knockout of the year. It's debatable, but maybe knockout of the year. Daniel Dubois sleeping Anthony Joshua. Unexpected, you know. Joshua was on his, winning streak before then. Dubois showed, he can punch with a puncher and, get the job done. You know what I mean? Still got those mechanical issues, drop his hands a lot, you know what I mean? Vulnerable to get hit, but has shown that he has a heart, you know what I mean? That he has the will to continue. This is more so boxer versus puncher, in my case, in my opinion. And I gotta give it to y'all, you know what I mean? I ain't one of these dudes to wait, you know what I mean, and prolong it, you know what I mean? We gotta make a choice. I'm gonna go with Joseph Parker. I'm gonna go with Joseph Parker just because of the caliber of fighter I believe that he is. He's been polished. Um, he has more in the arsenal, if you ask me. I believe it's gonna come down to stamina with this fight. Who has the most endurance? Um, and you know, Joseph Parker is not, no soft puncher by any means as well. I can see him putting something decent together and possibly hurting and getting Dubois out of there, as well as I can see Dubois hitting him with something and putting him out of there. But if just weighing those odds, my opinion, I'm gonna go ahead and give favor to the boxer in that one. Joseph Parker over Daniel Dubois. Moving down to the third tier up. This one right here threw me for a loop. I thought this shit was just talk. I thought, Pops, when it comes to Floyd Schofield Sr., you know what I mean? I wasn't necessarily believing that they was going to jump out there and really be about that. Thought they was clout chasing. Hey, this is what this generation of fighters do, right? Shakur Stevenson, we know, has been out since, having a hand injury and didn't have a nice performance in his last two bouts. You know what I mean? And Dos Santos, um, yeah, man. I'm shocked. I don't know, how to feel with this one. We all saying Shakur. But I have my questions about Shakur. I'm gonna keep it all the way, solid, man. Like that's just what I can't fake it for nothing. You know what I mean? Like, despite me being a fan of Shakur and liking him, it's many things I critique. I don't know if he's willing to get hit. I don't know how he's going to adjust if getting hit. Um, what does he do if he cannot avoid the punches? What does he do in an attack to keep Floyd Schofield off him? Because let's be honest, score of Floyd is not no easy pickings either. I mean, prospect, yes, but the man, the young man got power. He has agility. Um, he looked like he got a little dog in him, and he looks strong. You know what I mean? He looks strong. Haven't seen him against nobody really to see, you know, if he's on the same caliber as Shakur Stevenson. I know Shakur Stevenson in a lighter weight classes was the hell of a fucking fighter. I mean, he's the one of the greatest at 125 and 130, but I've yet to see that same Shakur at 135 and fighting these bigger opponents, man. Um, hey, we yet to see it. So with that one, I'm going with Shakur Stevenson, without a doubt. I believe it's going to be a 70-30 type of fight, just based upon, how polished Shakur is and all of the weapons that he has, the jab and, the fast hands, the feet work, the ability defensively to not get touched. All in his favor. I give him all the edges in that. So I have to pick him. But we cannot sell short that this young fighter in Floyd Schofield Jr. doesn't have a puncher's chance to possibly expose or hurt Shakur Stevenson. We have not seen Shakur Stevenson really, really tested. This may be the test. It may not be the test, but it's about time we see him, fight somebody that, a lot of fight fans are familiar with. And yeah, it's not a bad fight, man. We wanted this William Cepeda fight, but Oscar, his one of his fighters has a hand injury as expected. But moving on, man. You got Carlos Adana on the card, man, with a Shibas. I don't know if I said that right, but I'm not too familiar with his opponent, Carlos Adonis. Been around putting in work, up there doing his thing in 168. So hey, I don't know, man. We'll check in on that one. But without further ado, it's the one that we've been basically tapped in on since the beginning of this whole episode. And hey, shout out to everybody, man. Make sure y'all subscribe to Active Sports TV, man. Putting in the work, man. All I ask for y'all to subscribe, like. You're gonna get more and more, updates, breaking news, you know what I mean? I will eventually be going live, you know what I mean, so I can interact with you guys. But until then, we can interact in the comments. Go ahead and make yourself known in the comments. Uh, Give me your opinion. I'll even also be putting a question in the comment section as well, man. How you guys feel about this overall fight card and what is you all excited about the most on this fight card? Now, Israel Mondolov and Virgil Ortiz. Wow. This answers the question, man. Boots didn't want to move up, man. He did want to work for real. He really wasn't serious about it. But Virgil is, and that's great. That's awesome. When he had his bout at against Bunacek, fantastic. I mean, even though he got dropped, you know what I mean, came back, put a hurting on him, and made himself known at 154 that he was going to be someone that, was coming to snatch these belts from these title holders. Now, I'm liking what Oscar is doing with Virgil against Israel Mondolov, but this ain't no easy picking right here. Israel Mondolov is that dude. His feints, his ability to have, time, you know, counter punching. The guy is elusive. I thought he was a flat-footed fighter. From seeing his highlights, you get the wrong perspective. I know I did. But now, seeing him in that ring against Bud, he's a smart fighter, high IQ fighter, great boxer, great counterpuncher. Um, and also he sets amazing traps. Ortiz, we know he's a brawler. He gets in there. He's trying to, ruffle it up with you. He's trying to get right to it. But he's very reckless. We seen against Mean Machine. He was put on the canvas. You know, we seen against Bunchuck. The same thing. Dropped. He's known. He's vulnerable to get hit on that chin, and he touched the canvas. Israel Mondolov will expose that. I believe, you know, this is a great step up. Win or lose, Virgil, it doesn't do anything for him. He's still in the mix, whether he lose to Israel Mondolov or not. But me, I ain't gonna even waste no time with it. I'm picking Israel Mondolov to win over Virgil Ortiz. I don't see a knockout, but I do see a master class boxing performance being put on by Israel Mondolov, and Virgil becoming confused, being hurt several times, bad, very bad. Um, Maybe getting his back in one or two rounds, making it somewhat close in some of the fans' eyes. But I just don't see, when it comes to the IQ, I don't see Virgil being able to outthink Israel Mondolov in that ring. And when he, just setting traps, having even a, I think Israel Mondolov have a better jab. Could be wrong, but I'm gonna go and watch some footage, watch some highlights, and I'm definitely gonna follow up and do more episodes on this fight separately, aside from the full fight card, and give you guys my opinion. But I'm gonna go ahead and get ready to wrap this up. We also got a few more on there. Joshua Abisby on there versus Caleb Smith. A nice bout, man. I believe at 168. Don't hold me to that, but I believe at 168. And also Zhang is making his way back on this card, man. Another heavyweight fighter that's making his way and putting himself in the mix. possibly attaching itself to this Dubois Joseph Parker fight. So many questions, man. So many things to be excited about with this fight card, man. Big shout out to Big Turk, man, and giving us this bout. He's giving it to us for pay per view, bro, in the United States for 25.99, bro. You can't ask for a better price, man. Like, gotta support, bro. Let's keep this man in boxing. The promoters is hating on him, bro. We ain't getting fight cards like this, bro. If you're a major boxing fan like myself and you is excited about this undisputed bout between Arthur Benavidez, Demetrius Bivol taking place in the first quarter of the year, which is unheard of, we get to finally see if we're going to get a conclusion to that without any debate. Come on, man. We got to go ahead and do our part. Dubois, Joshua, Shakur Stevenson, Floyd Schofield, Israel Manilov, Virgil Ortiz, Caleb Smith, Joshua Bibi. Come on, bro. Zane, come on, bro. This is where you want to be, man, when you want to go in and tap into furthermore boxing content. Active Sports TV. We up out of here, man. Y'all know the motto. We stay activated at all times, man. Keep your family first at all times, man. Stay dedicated to your craft. And hey, we up out of here. Peace. Deuces. See ya.